really great way to get started. Most of us get stuck in our head, in our ego. For sake of clarity, let me tell you what I define ego as. Ego truly is our personality. We are souls. And as we grow up, as we go through life, parents, schools, all the experiences and all social experiences we have, we create a self. And this self is being strengthened by outside forces, right? That see us a certain way. Now, this personality, and this is where neuroplasticity comes in, which is I refer to it as the ability of the brain to create new neural pathways. So your nervous system starts going different ways, and you can literally start acting, thinking, and feeling a different way. We are sculptable incredibly, our personality. It can be, of course, very challenging, but this is where most of us get stuck on the journey. We try to make sense of everything, we try to understand everything. It's the brain. I want to know, and I believe in what I see. So it is great, and I always encourage all my clients that you really start with that. You start with yourself, your basics. Don't try to, oh, but I want to receive messages. Sorry, like, I want to receive messages right now, or I want to understand everything right now, or God tell me. And most of the time, when we're doing that, we're coming out of a place of victimhood. We're not saying, tell me, because we are in connection, and I'm in connection with the divine, and communicate with me. We usually say, help, which is, of course, the universe, God would love to embrace you at that moment, but can't help you because you are in a state of being a victim. And this is something we're going to talk about so much, right? But so many things like this are stuck in our brain, right? So instead of trying to just shoot up there, start to get to know yourself and get started with the body. Because our body always tells us the truth, whether it's a stomach ache, whether it's whatever. And again, legal disclaimer here, right? I'm not a doctor. Please, if anything hurts, go and visit one. I'm not here talking against that. I'm here to give you the spiritual perspective because they can be both true at the same time. There's that image, there's a meme that they often share where they say true if you look at it from this perspective, true if you look at it from this perspective, and if you see the whole thing, then that's the truth. So there are a lot of ways, right, to see one thing and actually not be wrong about it, depending on a lot of things. But there's one thing that is so common in us. We have a body. You have to have one if you're here watching me on a computer and interested in it. So when we have a body, it communicates with us and it says a lot. And again, this lifestyle of never having time for ourselves, it's the death of communication with ourselves. It is truly taking so much away from us. And it is a great way of distraction. I know I used it for so incredibly long because I hated to be with myself. Sitting in a room or somewhere quiet, but we're going to talk about it that you don't have to actually do it that way because not all of us and not always are you ready for that. And you can still have the meditation, your connection, and all the wisdom and everything. So we're going to talk a lot about all of these things. But we are going to start at the basics because the basic will work for all of you. It's a great reminder for every single one of us, including myself. Um, and it's something that offers you a new sense of stability and comfort with it because this is not just a spiritual thing. This is a very real, tangible thing that we experience every day. You will find in the files below sort of maps and lists of what organs represent or what certain, there are so many, actually, there are many, many interpretations of what they do. And of course, they usually lead back to chakras. Let's talk 1 minute for chakras because that's not what we're talking about right now. You'll have an image, but do you feel your chakras right now? I do, but it took me 15 years and out of that, like 6 in isolation. And I don't wish it on anyone. So there are easier ways to do that and feel your energy. But the normal conversation is not like, oh, my second chakra is really out of alignment. Oh, and this hurts and that hurts. And it's probably because of that. Well, the conversation is like that in my head, but that's not how I live. And it's very important to start acquiring this knowledge and this conversation with ourselves, where you, even if you don't do it yet every day, yet you should, you sit down and you say, okay, how am I? What hurts? Or if I hurt myself, if there's an accident, if I stab myself, which I just did, you know, what's up? What's happening? What's in my energy? First of all, stopping and breathing is always a great thing. But even if nothing special happens, stopping and breathing and saying, okay, how am I? And just saying, oh, I got a headache. I'm so stressed. This is tense. This is tense. That hurts. This hurts. Okay. Stop accepting it as the norm. Stop seeing it as like, yeah, I feel everything sucks. I'm great. Thank you for asking. No. This is why it's so important to start and familiarize yourself. I'm going to give you some examples, but there are the list and familiarize yourself with your body and the meanings. And I'll be honest, sometimes, especially when it comes to fingers, I so Google. Whenever you Google, please just use your discernment and go through many and listen to your heart, okay? Because there's so much BS out there that it's scary. But yeah, I still Google or looking into some things because it's we have so many body parts and organs and everything, and it's a communication system. And sometimes I'm like, well, that never happened before, so let me see. I never looked into it. And no, you're not a doctor. You don't need to know the anatomy of everything, but you need to know that your body is talking to you. So, for example, I don't know if you can hear that. My voice keeps coming and going, and I keep coughing, and I have issues these days. So, what is here, if we want to go to chakra side, of course, is the chakra. But you don't need to know that there's a throat chakra here for you to know that your throat is having an experience. So, where in your body are you having an experience? And I'll give you now these two examples, and one is the throat, which is self expression. And it is directly connected to self love. Because if you do not express yourself, if you do not share your truth, you're denying your own self and your own energy. And at the end of the day, you are hurting yourself. So, for example, in my case, I'm coming back live after hi, 3.5 year long sabbatical. And long story short, God bless my mom wherever she is. Oh, not wherever she is, anywhere she is. I talk to her on the medium. It's so funny because sometimes you say these things as, programming, like, yeah, my mom is great in heaven. And I feel her next to me, like, what? What? It's a whole different story. So I'm coming back after a break. And there's so many truths I have been expressing to myself recently and in my life and this. And I'm smiling. Of course, my throat is a mess all week. I'm coughing, it hurts. It has all kinds of things. I know I'm not going to the doctor because I know that I'm having a purge. I'm experiencing a release. And at this point, I think it's very, 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 very important to mention something about this because as you're connecting with your body, as you're starting to build this language, you're going to experience a lot of purges when you will notice, like, oh my God, maybe my shoulder hurts for that many years because I've been carrying this weight. Could it be? And when you start to build that language and the body hears you, it's 90% water and water hears us. Please, I don't want to get into that because I can get lost in it, but please look it up. And you are water. Your body hears you. What you say, your body will believe. So it's very important to say, oh my God, I noticed something, my throat, my shoulder, my stomach, my whatever, my head. That's already a communication because your body's like, hey, I'm noticed. So there's already the first connection, right? The other example I want, and as you're connecting to this, you are allowing, and I wanted to jump to the other example because the stomach is such a great example for that, but it will start to react, to purge. It can hurt more. I had an experience where I had a pain and I asked what it wanted to teach me and what it was trying to share or what was I holding there. And when I tell you my shoulders had things to say, and what does it look like? I started crying out of nowhere and random thoughts popped up in my head and I was massaging it and just breathing and I felt better. And it was much more ease. So when we're detoxing, when we're connecting, we start to detox. And when we're detoxing, we have to feel what we're releasing. So Many on the healing journey bump into that issue that, oh my God, I started doing this program and I feel worse. No, I don't want to do that. So it's really important to know and just think about it clearly and logically. If there's something inside of you, if there is something inside of your body, in your throat, in your emotional system, anything, and it wants to come out, how can it come out? It has to pass through you, and you are going to feel that. And when you feel that, it's very easy for the brain to go, oh, I'm having that experience again, or what's up again. This is why the conscious communication is so important to understand that. No, I started connecting to myself and things started to leave. Things started to move in me. My holistic self as I am, my body, my soul, right? With the human emotions, with the thoughts of the human brain, with the divine consciousness. We're so complex. And you start to listen to that. And then it starts to respond. And usually first it's spring cleaning, right? So one of the most important things that you can do today, and see my throat is really wanting to show up and just tell you how true that is. So start today, and oh gosh, get yourself a journal, please. It can help so much writing down every day or writing down the things you notice because it helps wire the brain again, right? Neuroplasticity. I love this word in English. I mess it up in every single one because English is not my first language. So it's it's the power within us to change, to create, but not if we don't know who we are and not if we don't know what we are experiencing and what our body wishes to let go. Any inflammation, what are you holding on to? What are you carrying, right? Any pain in any part of the body. Okay, why? Why? Because I just kicked the chair. Okay, but what does that part of my body mean? And it's always correct, right? Whether I'm aware of it, I would say I know like 80% of it, but I'm not going to pretend that I know everything because if that takes a lifetime. And some people do that, and I appreciate you. But there's so much. And this is also another thing. We always think that we have to be perfect at everything. No, you have to. And as someone who comes from academia a lot, just as much as from extreme sports. From academia, what you really learn is what you need to know is have a great understanding and then know where to look, right? So if you're like, I'm unsure about something, find those places, learn how to look for information and use your discernment. I included all those files, so look at them and you can use them. But maybe, I don't know, one of the thumbs is not in it. So you can Google that, but always know. And you can just ask, what does this mean for me? And trust what you're receiving. Connecting with your body and taking care of your body. And I'm not even going to go into a whole fitness thing right now, which I'm into myself right now, but what you eat, what you listen, what you convert, who you converse, or what you converse about, what you do, what surrounds you is what you are, your energy, your movement, your water, your everything but a stagnant thing. You're fluid in every sense you can be. So that fluidity gives you the opportunity to change everything, but not if you deny it. So the hardest part, the most beautiful part, and the most important part is to look into that mirror and say, okay, how I am. I know when I was obese, I didn't look in the mirror. I couldn't. I didn't want to see. And sometimes it's not an actual mirror. Sometimes it's that metaphorical mirror where we need to look in and say, where have I been abandoning myself? Where have I not been listening to myself? What are the things that I know? I know right now you could list at least 5 things in your life that you know that is not good for you. It's big or small habit or something, or just watching or doing or thinking about something all the time, or it doesn't have to be external, it can be within you. And you have the power to change it. So connect with your body. On my free account soon. I always do that. I love sharing those meditations. I will do one, obviously, because there's a lot of free stuff that coming apart from my beloved Infinity team that I hope you will join, which is a wonderful, 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 extremely underpriced because everybody deserves support and very highly seriously taken and highly regarded in my heart mission to create a community that gives you all the support that you need. But that's a different video. So I will definitely share an audio that guides you through this, that guides you through a connection with your body. But don't forget something. While there are great teachers, mentors, and supporters out there, and I definitely worked 20 years in integrity, including stopping when I wasn't okay because I was going through my healing. But don't forget that no matter, and yes, we need support. It's wonderful to have that and inspiration. You are the only thing that matters. You taking care of yourself, you listening to your body, and you understanding that that's the first step towards your success and truly, truly loving yourself. There's no, I'm here. Oh my God, channel message. This is so odd right now, but let's just let it fly. I literally heard, thank you. Take, oh, I'll cry. No, crying. Excuse me, very emotional. Literally heard, take this. Oh, I wish I could speak English right now. Because I'm just seeing the image. Take this golden hammer to the old belief systems and smack them and forget them and let them go. Because loving yourself, because listening to yourself, honoring yourself, those are not selfish acts. The body is not in any way a sinful entity. It is a beautiful, divine, sacred union. So just really allow yourself. And the reason I stopped for a second because the message came from Hishwa, and every time I channel Hishwa a lot, and one of the masters I work with, and every time he shows up, I just stop breathing. But he literally showed up with a golden hammer, pretty much going at a lot of false belief systems that were built in his name. But pretty much the message is take that hammer to it all because you can be anything and everything. So start to notice your body, start to have a different relationship, and start reading what things mean and start to see how it relates to you. And once you start feeling the body, once you start noticing things, once you understand when is it that I'm out of breath or I'm having some weird sense of hyperventilation because I'm sensing an energy. Because when you understand your body, that's how you'll understand how to feel energy, how to receive messages, and how to understand your soul, because your soul is talking to you through your own body. And of course, through signs around you, but we were going to get to that really soon. So, really visit these files and then visit yourself. How are you? Did you really ask yourself how you are? Are you really interested? Be there for you and watch how your life is going